Ahoy everyone, I'm Nazir North and welcome back to the channel. For this video we're back in Dungeon Alchemist because I've got an upcoming D&D session for one of the campaigns that I'm running, and I'd like to use Dungeon Alchemist to flesh out a map concept that I have. I've got a basic sketch here which is pretty rubbish, but the core concept is skeleton filled tomb with 2 minecarts on looped tracks, each one mounted with a ballista. So let's jump in and get a blank canvas to start working. This crypt room style seems to be a good fit, so let's go with that. And referring back to my hand-drawn sketch, let's just add in the basic room structure. I will go around and edit them, but I actually quite like some of the objects that the AI has already added to some of these rooms, so we'll reuse most of those, I think. This is going to be a dark tomb that no living soul has entered in centuries, so even though I like the mounted candles, I'm going to disable the light for each one as we go around. Right, I just need to find a good double door for the entrance and exit. Perfect. That one will do. Now I'm going to have to erase some of these hallway objects to get my rails in, and there we go. Okay, let's work on the middle room first. So in my plan for this map, that centre room is going to have a pit which leads to another part of the dungeon, along with a magical font. Just need to get the one that's the right size. And inscribed on the wall above that font is going to be a carving of 7 skulls. This whole area, if you haven't guessed it yet, is going to be full of skeletons, so the party need to kill at least 7 of them to get their skulls into the basin and open the door to the next part of the dungeon. Both of these 2 side rooms are going to be identical, so I'm going to start by just copying the floor tiles over. Alright, so the side rooms each have a sort of middle wall near the entryway as well, so let's add that in. This wall serves 2 purposes in combat. The first is to limit player visibility, and the second is to prevent a single fireball or other AoE effect wiping the whole room, as both of these side rooms will have 8 skeletons in each. Additionally, all of those alcoves you can see around the outside of the chamber are also each going to have a skeleton standing in them, dormant until the party enter and start making noise and disturbing the dead. As there are going to be 8 skeletons in each of those side rooms, I'm going to make sure I add in 8 sarcophagi to each one, just like that. Now these corner alcoves at the back are going to be a little different. This is where we'll have skeletons, one on each side of the map, manning the levers and controls for the minecarts. As all of the skeletons in this area will act on the same turn in initiative, it means that the carts can be moved into view of the players, fire a bolt, and then be moved back around a corner to get cover. This whole encounter, from the carts to the levers to the skull font, is all planned to make players think on their feet and act tactically to overcome the encounter. It's not going to be just a case of running at the enemy and hitting them until they're dead, it's more of an objective-based dynamic encounter. If you want to learn how to build these kinds of encounters for yourself, I've got a whole video on my process for that, which I call the effort system. I'll add the button for that to the corner of the screen now. Okay, almost there. As I've not used the entire map, let's just trim down those edges so we can end up with a better screenshot. There we go. Now for some of the finishing touches, as this is just one of the middle rooms in a much larger dungeon, I'm going to add in short corridors on either end leading off the map. And there we go, that was a super quick one. Let's export that, and we are all done. If you like this kind of stuff and want to see more map making and D&D content, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and you can check out some of my other videos via those cards on the end screen. As always, I'll be posting the final copies of this map to the D&D community on Reddit. I'll do that shortly after uploading the video, so check out the description for all the links. That's all for this one. Cheers everyone, I will see you next time.